Okay, so are you ready for this?
Always up for a good deep dive, you know me. What do we have today?
Let's talk Eaton Tunnel.
Oh, in West Virginia, right. Yeah, the one on the North Bend Rail Trail.
Exactly. It's a pretty popular spot, actually. The whole trail is 72 miles long, right through the Appalachians. Gorgeous scenery, but...
But with a bit of a spooky reputation, I've heard things.
Right. This tunnel, also called Tunnel #19, kind of adds to the whole mystery vibe. Well, it's got this whole history, and then on top of that, all these ghost stories.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, what really happened there?
That's what we're going to look into today. The history, the stories, the whole, the energy of the place.
Sounds right up our alley. So where do we start?
Well, we got to go back, way back, mid to late 1800s. Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, big expansion going on.
Oh, yeah, right. Trying to connect those small towns in Appalachia to the bigger cities. Ambitious project.
Huge project. And Eaton Tunnel, that was a key part of it. But building it, not a walk in the park.
I can imagine. Back then, it was all manual labor, rudimentary tools, explosives, and not exactly a ton of safety regulations.
Yeah, and the pressure was on, to get that railroad done, connect those communities. It was progress, but dangerous progress.
A lot of risk involved, for sure.
And those risks, well, they weren't just theoretical. There are all these stories, local lore about a big collapse during construction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and people say some workers, they got trapped, never recovered. Adds a whole other layer to the whole thing, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, this sense of tragedy, it kind of hangs over the tunnel. No wonder there are so many ghost stories.
Exactly. It's like the history of a place can kind of shape its atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Totally. Like, events from the past, they leave a mark, even if you can't see it. So what kind of stories are we talking about here with Eaton Tunnel?
Oh, all sorts. One of the most common ones you hear, phantom lights.
Oh, yeah. Like what kind?
People hiking or biking, they report seeing these bobbing lights at the entrance, sometimes even inside the tunnel. Then poof, gone.
Spooky. Some people say it's the lanterns of the workers who died, right? Their spirit stuck there.
That's one theory. And it's easy to see how that story, takes hold, knowing the history. Then there are the sounds.
Oh, I've heard about those. People hearing voices or moaning, even when no one's around.
Yep. Part of me wonders, if it could just be the acoustics of the tunnel. It's long, narrow, echoes.
Could be. Dripping water, wind, that can all sound pretty weird in an enclosed space. But people swear these sounds in Eaton Tunnel, they're different.
More human, you mean?
Yeah, filled with this sadness almost, a mourning quality. It's hard to explain.
It's definitely unsettling. And then on top of the lights and the sounds, there are stories of sudden cold spots and shadowy figures.
Figures, like human figures.
That's what people say. They see them at the edge of their vision and then nothing. Gone.
Wow. It's like the tunnel has this energy, you can't quite explain it. It's a mix of everything. The history, the stories, the way it makes you feel. Even if you're a skeptic, you can't deny that something is going on there.
I think that's what makes it so interesting, and it's still a popular spot. People love going there. Hike, bike, horseback ride. Right through that tunnel.
It's like a challenge, maybe.
Yeah.
To face your fears, or maybe just a fascination with the unknown.
Maybe a little of both. But what's so cool is, no matter what you believe, Eaton Tunnel gets you thinking.
It really does. And that brings us to our final thought for you today. Imagine yourself standing there, right at the tunnel's mouth, knowing everything we've talked about. What would you do?
Would you go in?
Would you be brave enough to explore its darkness? Or would the stories keep you at bay? It's a question we leave for you to ponder.